with it at center. Here's Jacob Harris. Harris leaving it for Crisp. Crisp trying to get around Ekblad. Backhander, and he scores! Connor Crisp! The former Erie Otter with the beautiful backhand going right under the crossbar. Evan DeHaan at center ice. Dominic Kubalik coming away with it. Bad line change for the Colts. 2-on-1. Kubalik to Crisp. Crisp shoots. Scores! Connor Crisp with his second of the night.
Big shot right there by Rain and D'Agostini.
And when your goalie's the best killer out there, that's a good start.
Harris centers it, backdoor feed, and they score right there on the power play. That only took 10 seconds. Kubalik finished it off, and the Wolves are within one.
Well, you can make a save, and then you can make a save, Peter, but when they can tic-tac-toe you like that, and they pick the Pete's apart down low, look at the 2-on-1 off door, and D'Agostini has no chance, but Seymour really lost fact that Sudbury guy had crept in there.
Spencer Martin plays it to the corner, but Crisp is the first one there, trying to get it back out in front. They score! Connor Crisp! As off the draw, Goldberg tries to pass it ahead, and it's intercepted. A chance for Crisp. Crisp scores!
Renault against Crisp. This is a retaliation for the hit on DeHaan a minute ago. Crisp and Renault hooking up here. Crisp trying to get the elbow free. These two continuing in a battle. Crisp looking to get a couple extra shots in. Crisp with the rights. Renault. And then Crisp coming back with the left. So these two still tied up, going round and around. Crisp getting the better Renault, and that'll do it for that scrap.
Will skate away with Pansell. Crisp over the blue line. Scores! There it is! Connor Crisp gets the monkey off his back with a big one in overtime, and the Wolves win it 4-3.
Now back far side wall, 20 seconds. Another drive in front, scores. It was only a matter of time. Spears dumps it down to the right of Palazzis, right of the corner. Puck will come onto the wall. Tolchinski with 2 to go. Big hit by Connor Crisp at the buzzer on the Greyhound, Sergei Tolchinski, and we are going to a shootout.
Andrew Fritz tried to open up the 5-hole in Palazzis, but he closed the door and hung on as he slid towards the goal line and just kept that puck all over.
Connor Crisp skating, and a stop by Murray continues. Crisp coming in. He'll go backhand, glove side.
From behind his own net, Dunnick. Long pass, and it's a good one to Connor Crisp. Crisp moves in, backhand, score! And Pansell back the other way. There's Crisp. Now Baptiste in front. They score! A tap in there for the Sudbury Wolves, and they tie up the hockey game on a power play goal.
What an amazing save from Palazzis at one end, and then the Sudbury Wolves carrying it to the other to capitalize as Crisp scoring his second of the game. Great move here. Pansell dropping it back to Crisp, who leaves it for Baptiste and finds Crisp all alone. And now it's taken away by Sapiro, but it's turned over by Connor Crisp. Crisp with it for Sudbury. Still with it. He hits shot, scores! Connor Crisp!
Campagna there to try and look for that rebound. Here comes Baptiste trying to steer it ahead. They score!
Thompson and Crisp, a couple of NHL prospects. Thompson drafted by the Devils and Crisp drafted by the Canadiens. And a lot of right hands being thrown here. Crisp is the one who's connecting, though. Thompson's got his elbow up, and now change hands by Crisp, and he takes Thompson down. And so the decision goes to the Sudbury Wolves, Connor Crisp.
Out of the reach of Crisp. Kreis is there. Over to Crisp, takes the shot, he scores! Connor Crisp for the Wolves, and Sudbury back on top. It's a 4-3 hockey game.
Nodding Campagna on the draw. Crisp gets it back to the line, and shot by Capobianco goes wide of the net. Connor Crisp, big power forward, 21 goals on the year. Crisp out front, Campagna with a shot, they score! Campagna snuck one through Brent Moran. It's his first goal in 12 games, and we're tied at 1.
This is why the Montreal Canadiens drafted Connor Crisp. He's big, he's strong, he's heady in the offensive zone. Off the face-off, makes a beautiful pass to the point. Then he gets possession again. Look, it drives behind the net. Head up, looking for options. Sees Campagna right in the middle of the slot all alone.
He's of people. And whipped across the face of the goal by Crisp. Rain with a shot. That one is deflected off, if not. Again, the Ice Dogs under siege. Connor Crisp spinning around Mercer. Mercer falling. Crisp out front. They score! Pansell hurt earlier in the shift. Finishes it off, and it's 2-1 Sudbury.
Pansell had a one-on-one battle going with Aaron Hayden that whole shift. He ends up getting hit in the back with a puck. Regroups. And then he's battling with the big D, and he ended up eluding him right at the last minute to get in the open and pound that goal home. That's why he's got 40. He does what he has to do to put the puck in the net. Look at him. Has a little bit of a jarring with Hayden. Watch him sneak right behind Hayden, right there. Bink. That's tricky.
Sudbury in control, but kept to the outside. There's a shot. Oh, they score. Connor Crisp from his stomach, able to pop one past Moran, a power play goal to make it 4-1.
Chris does a great job. He just has that hunger to finish the deal. You're right, he was down and out in a belly flop, but he still made that little extra effort to beat Moran on this puck. Nice little shot by Dunek. You can see he looks both ways.
Tries to get it through the neutral zone, bounces off Soper, and now Nathan Pansell has it. Pansell scores! Quick shot off the wing from Connor Crisp.
Zach Mitchell carrying it forward, top the slot, down low to Finn. Finn thought about shooting it, now he turns it over, and the Wolves might get a 2-on-1. Connor Crisp with Jacob Harris. Crisp shoots, stopped by Nichols, scores! Jacob Harris on the rebound. And now the Battalion trying to get it out. McKenzie has it just out of his reach. The Wolves will keep it in. Here's Crisp, shoots, scores! What a play! Connor Crisp